Why, hello everyone and welcome! Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame and welcome to the Heavensward finale! This is it! Also, got a Tataru outfit of my very own, so that's pretty cool. But honestly, there's no time. We've got so much to see today and gosh, like a lot of people to talk to. Tataru. How dare he mock the Scions like that? If I ever had to sew a set of traveling clothes for him, I just might forget to take out the pins. Oh, you're wonderful. Just the two unexpected guests, then. Still, I suspect that each will prove useful in his own way. I expect so. Very large. There's no way this large person is not useful. What about you, slightly less large person? The Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master. Dear me, how risible must the previous 13 iterations have been. I could design a more efficient water heater in the time it took that ill-conceived lump to become lukewarm. Oh, I think he's going to fit right in. I think so. Truly, I had no idea Domans could be so loud. He and Yugiri could hardly be more different. It does seem that way. What do you think? Never did I think to hear Gosetsu's voice echo through these halls. Nor did I, but then I didn't know about him. My blade shall carve a path through the Empire's ranks as a scythe fells stalks of wheat. I'm excited to see that. Also, your voice is fun. Ida's eyes shine with rekindled determination. So we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Ida, are you sure that's... I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well. I'll remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alphino, mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Y'shtola and Kryl? A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartano Expedition Party. Nero and I'll focus on rousing Omega, while Durman, Ida, and our Doman friends take care of security. You've got nothing to worry about. The Excelsier's by the lake, just outside town. We'll leave as soon as everyone's ready. This should be interesting. Oof. Lovely out today. I'm always frankly astonished when it's a nice sunny day out. Just enjoying it while it lasts. Let's get on the ship. We've security to provide. In our nice new official looking duds. Soon, Omega, soon. I will see you rise again. You're a little too excited. Gosetsu is an accomplished swordsman. Should it come to battle, he will prove a staunch ally. Would that I could say the same for Nero. I mean, he's a pretty good hammersman, but, not a staunch ally, in the best of times. Will this contraption truly bear us through the skies? It'll be fine, don't worry. I mean, we've only crashed like, what, twice, 3 times in one of these things? So your odds are very good. I was a bit lost for a while back there, but I'll be fine. Trust me. I do. We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartano before Gosetsu graces the deck with his dinner. Once there, however, we'd best be on our guard. Given that Aline Ryu was still active when Omega was discovered, we can be sure the Empire's long been aware of its existence. And if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by this new primal, it's not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Something tells me we're flying into a fight. I'm a monk now, sir. My weapons are always ready.
Now, where was that? Ah. I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland. Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
No, he does not.
I am Gosetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
We sure are attracting the attention of a lot of big voices lately. Well, let's punch him. Hello. I'll stomp these worms into the dust myself. This is my fight. Ah, the text still goes so fast. This is my fight, understand? Stay out of it. Don't quit it.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
This one'll sting.
Ada, punch him. Oh, jeez.
No retreat. No surrender.
I wasn't planning to.
I have you.
Oh, come on, stop bringing in help. That's cheating. Y'all get out of here.
Your defense is lacking.
I'm trying to punch the big one. Like the mean big one. The nice big one's fine. Punching in that case won't be necessary. Guys, come on. Do we win? Surrender. We have you outnumbered. Wouldn't be the first time. Hello? Are you still playing with those soldiers? I suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. What the heck is he talking about? Hello? Behold, the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. Don't mind if I do. What the? No one told me they'd have Magitech armor. Forward, for the Empire! The honorless cur thinks to abandon his men? I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray, attend to the rest of his minions. Attend I shall, fear not. This should be fun. So what all buttons do I have on this thing? What does this one do?
This one'll sting.
Ooh, I see. What of that? Ooh, yes, that works as well.
An opening.
A little more single target, sure. This one? Oh, a cannon.
It's my right to strike.
Ooh, gracious. They spoil me. Hey, Yuguri, duck. What does this one do?
No holding back.
An even more high-powered cannon. Come on, that's just like several degrees of cannon on this thing.
Leave this to me.
Wow. Yeah, no, it works. Hey, Yuguri, check this out.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
Ida, did you see? It's cool, right? Oh, jeez, big. Oop,
You
no.
watching, Pabalimo?
I should bring one of these with me everywhere.
No holding back.
This solves a lot of problems way faster than I normally do. How many of these darn things do they have?
Leave this to me.
Guys, it's the Warrior of Light in a Magitech suit.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
Take the L and go home.
You watching, Pabalimo?
The Colossi are scrapping. The captain hits us as often as he hits the enemy. Enough. Time for a tactical withdrawal. Hey, you can't just run off. Deserting a battle is punishable by death. I order you to stand your ground. Come back here now. Please? Pitiful. You bring this fate upon yourself. God damn it all to the seventh hell.
No
I'll
retreat.
kill you bastards if it's the last thing I do. It might be.
With soul and steel.
It's all over now. Your defense is lacking.
Ow. It's very fiery. Hey, could you stop standing in the fire? Come on. It hurts my feet to stand in the fire. Please move, like, over here. Man. That's better.
I have you.
Come on, man. There we go. You haven't seen the last of me. Mark my words. It'll be you who rues this day.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess, we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
You know, I don't think we ask you this enough. What do you think?
What do I think? All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
Boy, their knack for doing in-engine spectacle has come quite a ways, huh?
Huh? Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
Get this stuff off my screen. Sid, do you have any updates? I'm not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. Okay. Hey, did anyone see where Ida went? I came as soon as I heard the Excelsior had been spotted on its approach. One moment everything was functioning perfectly, and the next it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves, and soon. I agree. Ida, though. Alphino looks like he has news for us. I almost dread to ask. Alphino has the look of a man with much to say. Alright, spill it. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. Ida, wait, we must first... The Elder Seedseer is expecting us. Worry not, Alphino. Gosetsu and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. My thanks, Yugiri. The council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All there are eager to hear your testimony. All right, let's catch everyone up. Another calamity averted, huh? How many times now have you and yours hauled us back from the brink? I have lost count. It would seem Garland's little friend was as good as his word. Had I not instructed you to throw Nidhogg's accursed eye into the abyss, all of this might have been avoided. I thought them beyond reach. I think most of us did, to be fair. My friends, full eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. You are too kind, Elder Seedseer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try. But tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, aye, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words could do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing, that much is certain. But I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in the skies over Girabania. The Primal's might defied belief. It seemed the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I've never seen, and hope never to see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight, until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamegan soil. I will not speak for the rest, but to my eye, it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon the other. While most among us could think only of Bahamut when looking upon the Primal's form, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. It would appear that the being resembles a creature of Far Eastern legend, and we found it convenient to refer to it as such. This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on the Girabanian side of the border. Aye, which is why we've sent our main force, under the command of Marshal Terrapin, to capture the wall. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's border and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the Council's adjourned. Well, that explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engaged Omega's stasis systems, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it'll be of no use to him, save perhaps as a statue. Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions, if they managed it at all. Such reassurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns. Indeed, I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance representatives in Girabania. Though Ilbert has forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance, given the inevitability of Imperial retaliation. And by working in concert, it is not impossible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemald's grasp. Well, all right then. I guess we should say bye to everyone. This operation to take the wall will be Ishgard's first military action under Alliance banners. Though I have no appetite for bloodshed, a part of me is glad of the chance to begin reparations for our past inaction. Pray accept my humblest and most earnest thanks again, Warrior of Light. Had Shinryu been suffered to roam free, the Twelveswood would surely have been laid to waste. I go to oversee operations at Baelsar's Wall. You've done your part. Leave us to handle the initial Imperial reprisal and rest while you may. Oh, I'm gonna. When the Primal emerged, I was for an instant transported back to Cartano, to the moment the Black Worm made an eighth hell of the battlefield. Gladly would I live out the rest of my days without seeing such a sight again. If, as seems likely, we put Omega into stasis after... what did they call it? Yes, after Shinryu was defeated. We should have little to fear from either one of them. I really would love to think that, Sid. I really, really would. I should very much like to see this Shinryu creature for myself. Nah, I feel like I'd feel a whole lot safer if you didn't. You must be exhausted. I would ordinarily suggest that we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour? Y'shtola and the others have gathered at Y'shtola and the others have gathered at Amerisae's spire, and I imagine that you too would be interested to see what's become of the wall now the cocoon's gone. It's decided then. Lead on. I think I would like to see that. Here we are. Oh, hey you two. Only the curs of Garlemald would sully such beauty with that black iron monstrosity. Those animals respect nothing and no one. Strong opinions over here. Ida's there, atop the spire. She has done naught but gaze silently at the wall for some time now. No trace of the cocoon remains. 'Tis as if it never existed. Oh, thank the 12. After witnessing Omega's single-minded onslaught, I had visions of you being trapped between it and its target. Hardly the most rational concern, I concede, but if you'd seen what I saw...
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilbird's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Allag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhaps she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Charlian. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know why. I'll just let her keep going.
I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It was brave of Lise to remove her mask after so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalimo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she is resolved to walk. Let's return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell to Taru and my sister. Yeah, we do. And there we are. Thus concludes Heavensward in its entirety. You made it, not only through the base game of 14, but the first expansion as well. Good job. Isn't it a lot better now than where we started? Honestly, I highly recommend. If this series has been your first time experience of Final Fantasy XIV story, just go back to A Realm Reborn, choose something from the first 30 episodes at random. Just go click and just see where things were compared to where things are now. It really is, like... it really is quite a difference. And the further we get into 14, the more weird that first A Realm Reborn era is going to feel by comparison. By the end, it really does just feel like a completely different narrative game. I'm really glad so many of you all seem to be enjoying this series. Like, I suspect most of the viewership of this is largely people who are already 14 fans who are just enjoying the revisit, and that's totally fine. I'm enjoying the revisit too. But I know there are a handful of folks who are going through this the first time, and it has been very, like, fun and exciting to see those folks in comments just enjoying all the big story twists and starting to slowly delight in finding that, oh yeah, no, this is actually getting kind of cool, huh? I'm very happy for that. And also just like the build up to Stormblood showcases some of my favorite things that 14 does. Everything leading up toward Belsar's Wall, I'm really way into. The fact that there are so many threads from early to mid A Realm Reborn even that all, like, come together to reach that point and that big event. The fact that so many people involved in making that disaster come to be are just miscellaneous people who you'd encountered in A Realm Reborn, some of whom you then recruited to join this ill-fated organization, which then turned on you and caused many a problem. The fact that Glorentius is the guy who ends up hitting the button to call in the Imperial Infantry to, like, cause a greater clash, betraying his own people, or some of his own people, some of the resistance. This random guy who was just in this one quest back in Gridania, who was selling information to the Empire because he wasn't getting paid enough, who we revealed and got in trouble and got him imprisoned for a little while. And then once he got loose, he ended up kind of falling into our net of people getting recruited for the Crystal Braves because we were just looking for spare people, and he was like, I'm out and my life here is over. Yeah, I guess I'll join you. This could be a new thing. That's exciting. But then he sort of falls in with some new unfortunate people also within Crystal Braves and becomes a problem for us again, that his, like, journey leads to that point of being that person up there hitting that button and kind of setting off the whole disaster that follows. Just some random guy who you encountered in your story way back in A Realm Reborn who's kept on kind of popping his head in now and then and suddenly is there at a moment of great importance. That is a really cool thing that 14 is really good at. Like, they never throw any of their toys away, this narrative team, and I love that. I feel like I do not see that in many other games and game stories, and I'm a huge fan of it. And boy, 14 is far from done doing that sort of thing. We've got so much to look forward to. It's so much better now, and we're not even to the best stuff. That's what's even more exciting. Anyway, there's a lot more 14 to do. We've got a lot more 14 to do. I'm very excited now because we're about to kick into Stormblood. Now I'll go ahead and warn you, there are a lot of folks out there who it's generally thought among the fan community that Stormblood is one of the weaker expansions. It's rare that you'll find somebody for whom Stormblood is the best expansion. And a lot of folks kind of talk a lot of shade on Stormblood, saying that it is just sort of a fairly weak thing overall. I could not disagree more with that assessment. I wouldn't argue that Stormblood's the best expansion of the game either, but there is a lot of great stuff that happens in Stormblood. Stormblood introduces a lot of really cool elements. It kind of starts to fix and restore and reinforce a lot of things in this larger narrative that A Realm Reborn didn't manage to establish as a foundation, and a Heavensward just wasn't focused on. But a lot of where 14 goes from here, it requires Stormblood to build a lot of that framework. And Stormblood does a good job of it. There are a lot of gorgeous places, gorgeous music, gorgeous fights and enemies. There are a lot of new characters we're going to get to enjoy. There's a lot about Stormblood that is very, very good. And the fact that so many more of our main characters are kind of back in the picture now, and they're all so fun to spend time with, we're going to be getting to spend a lot more time with a lot more of these good characters, and in a way that, in some ways, that makes Stormblood an even more enjoyable experience, I think. I'm really curious to see how that one feels on a second go through. And I'm just excited to see all this stuff again, because I have a lot of fond memories of Stormblood stuff. Anyway, we're not going to be going immediately into Stormblood like Friday or anything. I'm going to need another break again, because running this series alongside all our other stuff eats up a lot of the spare time I have in a week, and I need to do other things. I could use a break. But fear not, this playthrough will continue, and we will be seeing all of Stormblood and onward after that. Thank you all of you who have been watching this so far and supporting the series, whether it's by like supporting us on Patreon or just showing up regularly to watch new episodes when they come out. I really appreciate it. An extra special thank you to our patrons, like especially, I know I've mentioned it probably several times by now in this playthrough, but we've hit the credits a lot. So extra big thank you to the folks supporting us on Patreon, which is linked down below. If you want to support us and the things we make and the ongoing production of this series, even just for like $1 a month, that does help us out. But if you can't support us on Patreon, absolutely no worries. Again, the fact that you folks are showing up and watching our stuff and leaving comments and all that, it's also very much appreciated and also does help us out. And I'm just glad folks are enjoying this series, because I'm certainly enjoying making it. As much of an endeavor as this great big bad idea of mine has been, I do not regret it even a little bit. But yes, so we'll be taking a little break for a while. I got a fun little surprise or two planned during that break, but I won't give any of it away. And it's probably going to take a great deal of self-control to keep that break going for any amount of time, as excited as I am to continue this story and see Stormblood again. But we'll see how I do. Anyway, these credits are long. Let's go ahead and watch these last few scenes and put a bow on things, huh? Home sweet home. Where is everybody? We're definitely talking to everyone. You should still be abed. At last I was able to rise from my sick bed, but the pain when I tried to take up my axe. Ugh, what a sad old man I've become. Let yourself recover from the wounds. You're old, you heal slow. Back in the Far East, we treat back pain with a long soak in a hot spring. What say you to a short journey, Isildur? I'm told the waters at Camp Bronze Lake are famous for their healing properties. Oh, y'all should go on a vacation. Out to Lenosha and the Bronze Lake. It's gorgeous out there. Oh, hey, Riol. Don't see you back here too often. Things are heating up in Alamigo, but we can't afford to lose track of the trouble that might be brewing in the rest of the realm. Don't you worry, though. I'll be keeping an ear to the ground, my nose in the air, and one eye on the horizon. I can always count on you. Tataru. Did you know about Lys? I had no idea. We only met after the calamity, and her sister must already have been, well, you know. I did not know about Lys. But it's nice meeting her. Are you back here? Lys. No, not yet. Oh, squats competition again. How are you doing? Though it may be simpler to surrender to despair, I've chosen to resume my studies in the arcane. I received much wisdom from Papalimo, and I would put his advice into practice. I think you would like that. A fine showing, brother, but you have yet to outpace Einar. Should the Archons be called away to Girabania, it'll fall to us to deal with the Scion's usual obligations, and thus, we must remain in peak condition. I made a fool of myself in our last mission, but I'll show him what I'm made of. Come now, Hori. Is that the best you got? And how are you doing? My sister has the most curious ideas about courtship. She does, but I think it's actually the perfect kind of curious idea for the one she's attempting to court. How are you? Lady Flamin. I sent her outside to enjoy a quiet cup of tea. Much has happened these past moons, and we could all use a rest every now and again. That is true. All right. You should have seen the look on Tataru's face when I recounted Lisa's... I realize in retrospect I should perhaps have waited for you to return. I also told Alisei. Apologies. Oh, that's fine. He may have mentioned, but Alphino has apprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest. This is the calm before the storm. Lise has chosen her path, and as her friends, we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Girabania, we'll have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say the cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those whom we might conceivably save is not wisdom, but indolence, correct? I, for one, look forward to joining hands with the Alamegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire, as I rather suspect do you. I sure do. Boy, I'm excited for that. You and me both. And I'm glad you'll be joining us for this adventure. Quick march! The Imperials will soon come to their senses, and we must be ready to face their retribution. It's almost time, Father. Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Alamigo. No foe will dislodge me. Very well, Ilbert. I will take our homeland back. For the both of us. My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Belsar's wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown Icon continues, though both yet elude us. My lord, their battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Forgive me, my lord. I did not intend... Your will be done. Unknown. My spies tell me the Domans call it Shinryu, and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. At the far edge of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to eastern skies and behold their crimson hue. A dawn of liberation, a gathering storm of blood. And there it is. We've done it. Heavensward, officially complete. Thank you all again for watching all of this. I've enjoyed it immensely, and I hope you all stay safe and have yourselves a very good little time off from our 14 journey. Fear not, it will be back before you know it. But until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later on for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Goodbye!